Hello, judges. My name is Anthony Peltier. I am the creator of Pantheon trading card game. I'm here today actually not to convince you to invest in Pantheon. Rather, the purpose of this presentation is to give you a better mental model and elevate the way you think about making investments. So, Pantheon trading card game is a Web3 game. You can collect the cards, battle those cards against other players. It's multiplayer, and you can actually capture those cards from other players. So it's high stakes, playing for keeps with your friends. Now, there are some inherent problems with Web3 games. So we know there's, namely, no crypto game has successfully penetrated the broader gaming market. There's 3 billion gamers out there. Now, judges, I want this to be a little bit interactive. Why do you think these problems exist right now? I can't hear you.
We are on. Most real gamers hate crypto.
What's that?
Most real gamers don't actually like crypto. So whenever a AAA game is trying to break into the real sort of gaming audience, and if there's a clear sort of token Web3 related narrative attached to it, the hardcore gamers get turned off. So it's hard to really tap into that. That's going to change.
Yep.
But that's a barrier to break through.
Exactly. And I believe it's because we haven't actually thought about these problems in the right way. When we change our thinking, we change our actions. When we change our actions, we get different outcomes, right? So we need to think about these problems differently if we're actually going to solve them for the broader gaming community. Here's how Pantheon seeks to solve them. We have an easy, simple to play game. My mother, she's retired, bless her heart. She created her first digital wallet, bought her first NFTs with this game. We also have repeated hits of risk-reward dopamine. Now, I mentioned this is a high-stakes game playing for keeps. Funny enough, whether you win or you lose, it hits the same reward center in the brain, which is why video games are addictive. Also, I want to talk about our customer segments. We have some specific ones up there. However, I want to focus on collectors because it's my opinion that most humans collect something in their life. So I'm sure if you think about what you collect, there's common attributes, right? So judges, what do you guys collect in your life, maybe in your day-to-day? Anything? Shout it out.
Solana meme coins?
Meme coins, okay.
Golf clubs?
Golf clubs, perfect. So when you think about what is a collectible, a true collectible that stands the test of time, not a fad, not a rug pull, not a Beanie Baby, right? Something that is actually holds value, it shares common attributes. It's nice to look at. There's a community around it. There's not an unlimited supply of it. And it holds value. It has an intrinsic value. That's how we've designed the Pantheon collectible trading cards with all of these attributes that make it stand the test of time as a collectible. Funny enough, people like collecting the cards even if they don't want to play the game, right? Because they're fun to collect, it appeals to completionists. We have an intrinsic value. Every card is backed by the Wax token, so that will never be worth zero. And we have a vibrant community on Wax, 200,000 active users on the Wax network. That's our immediate serviceable market. Okay, so now I think it's time to apply what you've learned. I mentioned there was going to be a test at the end, so I want to take you back 6,000 years to when humans first started mining metal out of the ground. And you all have an investment opportunity. For 1 million Australian dollars, you can own all the iron mines in the world or all the gold mines in the world. What do you choose?
I'd probably go for iron.
Iron?
I'm going with gold.
Gold? How about in the audience? What do you guys choose? Iron or gold? Mixed bag, mixed bag. Okay. Well, if you had chosen gold in 2019, you would have mined 3,300 tons of gold worth a whopping $148 billion. So not a bad ROI on your 1 million Australian there. However, if you had chosen iron, you can see we mined a ton of it, 3 billion tons in fact, and that iron was worth $285 billion, so almost twice that of gold. So whether or not you choose Pantheon today, I do hope you choose to invest in iron, and I do hope you choose Pantheon.
All right,
Thank you.
time's up, but we're on to your Q&A, even though you've done a little bit of a different style. But over to you, judges. Questions?
Hey, is this working? Could you just explain, like, the actual...
I can't hear you.
Testing, testing.
Can you just explain the, like, walk me through, like a gameplay example? Like, what are the actual mechanics of the game?
Yeah, so it's actually based on an in real life card game that does not exist anywhere online, similar to the game. Can I curse in here? BS, bullshit. You ever played that game with your friends? So that's the mechanics of the game. It takes 3 players to start a live match, up to 6 players at a table, and we can have as many tables running at the same time as there are players. So you basically bluff your friends, and then to the winner go the spoils, and they take all the NFTs at the table. There's also a rake mechanic, I'll call it, in-app purchase, where you can resurrect cards that you may have sacrificed in the game. The game is live right now.
Cool. And you take a clip of raking those cards on, like, the buyback?
Not per se, but in order to hit the end game, there's a challenge that needs to happen. So say you act and somebody challenges you, they sacrifice a card to initiate that challenge. It goes into what we call the purgatory, and then they can resurrect that card for a offering and essentially an in-app purchase.
Got it. Thanks.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks for the presentation. Just wanted to ask, what are your plans, for the next year? How are things going in terms of runway? What are your goals, next couple of months?
Yeah, we have a lot of goals. We just launched. The game is live as of October 29th, so packs have been on sale for a month. We've sold just over 700 packs at $15 a pop, so we generated 10,000 revenue in month 1. Long-term goal, I want to build Pantheon into a billion-dollar brand, just like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering. So with that, we have a lot of work to do, hopefully with your help. However, acquiring players and releasing packs and getting cards in circulation, that's really the name of the game. Are you familiar with the casino business model?
Yes.
Do you know the one tactic every casino has, their only marketing technique? It's to get you in the door. Once you're in the door, that's it. They will do whatever it takes to get you in the door. And we have a similar business model where as long as players are playing the game and collecting the cards, then the company will be profitable.
I'm going to ask the same question I asked the last guys. What's the user situation here? And actually, importantly, the feedback of the people that are playing the game.
Yeah, our beta testers have been great. We did a few months of beta test before we went live on mainnet. So right now there's 150 active users that are holding cards and playing the game. And the community is really key, which is why I wanted to develop this on Web3, have the community drive the features that are coming in the game. Their feedback has been great so far. They love to show off their cards in the Discord. I love to watch them open packs and talk about the rare cards that they're getting. Some people like to talk trash when they're playing. They do Twitch streams and they share when they're winning. So overall, the feedback has been great. I think for me as a creator, there's a lot of work to do, right? Adding in-game chat, making things more visually appealing and exciting for that traditional gamer. But being where we are, I'm very happy with where we are right now.
What have you spent, and what is your projected cost basis moving forward? And what are you actually looking for from an investment perspective?
Yeah, so to get where we are, it's cost about $120,000, mostly in Web3 development and art. To release packs, I'm estimating each pack to cost about $10K in art, and then it's a digital asset, so we can kind of set the supply on the cost per card. Management will be low, being that it's a smart contract, so as long as nothing breaks, I anticipate fairly low costs on community management. So we're already projected to be cash flow positive from operations just based on selling cards and where we're at.
What's some of your ideas around like IP licensing, or some of your ideas around marketing, how to make this bigger with, I guess, a bigger marketing budget?
Yeah, I would love to get some famous artists to design cards, right, and have some special edition sets to release to the public. We have all the cards right now. I would love to show you all the art. I could spend 10 minutes just on showing you the art, but they're all based on Greek gods right now. However, there's no copyright on that, so we can release really any ancient religion that we want to. There's limitless sources of inspiration for future card sets.
All right, that's time is unfortunately up.
Thank
I
you
do
so much.
apologise.